It was Agatha all along? No, it was Bran, or so one theory would have us believe. Was Brandon Stark, King Bran the Broken, a master manipulator this whole time? Was he truly evil all along? No, that would be ridiculous. And I'll tell you why, but before we get into things, the business. Consider supporting this channel on Patreon or becoming a channel member. Memberships go for as little as $1 a month. You get early access to videos, exclusive content, and sneak peeks at future projects. At the $3 tier, I'm introducing a new show where I talk more about other books outside of the A Song of Ice and Fire series. The very first episode is already up, and it is on A Song of Ice and Fire. I had to get that out of my system, but after that, we're exploring other sci-fi fantasy series. At the $3 tier, you also get your name at the end of every video. There are other perks as well, so check out my Patreon or check out my YouTube channel membership page. With that being said, let's get into it. So, despite being a big A Song of Ice and Fire fan, I actually don't watch a lot of A Song of Ice and Fire content on YouTube. I watch your Sir Hunt's reviews, Long Night. I watch Gray Area, hope she comes back to give her some more juice to get us through the long night. And of course, one of the best to ever do it, Quinn's Ideas, formerly known as Ideas of Ice and Fire. Instead, my algorithm, it's based mostly on horror, nature, and documentaries. I get videos from ContraPoints, Sean,
Puff Daddy?
No, not Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, the Skull Guy, and H. Bomber Guy. Harris Bomber Guy did a video covering the Sherlock Holmes BBC series he titled Sherlock is Garbage and Here's Why. Now, I haven't watched a single second of the Sherlock Holmes BBC series, but I did watch all of H. Bomber Guy's video reviewing it. There was one part of the video that really stood out to me, and yes, I promise you it's relevant to the topic at hand. Basically, Bomber Guy talks about how the later seasons of Sherlock had a steep decline in quality. The fans were mystified by this. How could a show that started off so good end up being so bad? And so the fans put forth the theory that hidden within season 4 of Sherlock are clues pointing towards a secret as yet to be revealed episode. That despite being an absolute mess, there are clues hidden in the show that the best is yet to come. All of the bad writing was for a reason. The show was building towards something better. So of course, this hidden episode, this secret special, never came to fruition because it never existed. The whole thing was a wild conspiracy theory cooked up by fans who were disappointed in the content they were provided with. They had to make up their own canon for why the show became a hot mess. They could not accept that the show they once enjoyed became bad. You might have figured out by now how this relates to Game of Thrones. Because the later seasons of Game of Thrones were not well received. I'm not going to be the first YouTuber to point that out. And so the fans, they have come up with their own conspiracy theories to account for the sharp decline in quality. And one of these theories concerns Brandon Stark. Bran started the series as heir of Winterfell, and he ended the series as King of Westeros, King of the Six Kingdoms. It's 6 kingdoms now because his older sister took the other one in a power move that no one opposed. Which, okay, I guess, didn't Yara want independence for the Iron Islands as well? What happened to her wanting to be queen? But you know what, we're not here to talk about that. So let's not get started, let's get back to Bran the Broken. And fans were mystified by this because Bran was not a player in the Game of Thrones. He said himself he cannot be lord of anything, but now he's lord of the 7 kingdoms and protector of the realm. Despite his previous protesting, when the opportunity for supreme power presents itself, Bran snatches it right up. There's not even a question. Why do you think he came all this way? So naturally, fans were suspicious. The Night King was killed a little too easy, and we know that spirits can switch between bodies in this series. Body swapping has happened before, Hodor. Maybe the Night King wasn't so easily defeated. Maybe Bloodraven had sinister motivations. Maybe Bran is not the Bran that we know. Maybe Bran is the Night King. What if Daenerys did not go mad? What if she was possessed? If she was not possessed by Bran, what if he manipulated all the powers against her to drive her mad? Daenerys clears out all the ops, and then Bran takes the Iron Throne, an easy victory. His only rival would be Jon, and what does he do to Jon? He exiles him. Bran, possessed by the Night King or Bloodraven, or perhaps both, now rules over Westeros with no one to contest him. Game over, and this is the dark ending. Now, based on the title of the video, you know I don't believe in this theory. For one, it grants Bran too much credit for things he did not do. Bran did not pull a Palpatine to secure supreme power. Because Palpatine, he put in that work. He played both sides expertly to become emperor. What did Bran do? Nothing. He did not even use his powers to help during the long night. And part of that fight was about protecting him. So no, I reject the idea that he was this cunning manipulator this whole time, because we see no evidence of that. He doesn't get to gain the title of evil genius when we didn't see him be evil or be a genius. Another reason why this theory doesn't make sense is because the Night King did not want to be king. He did not want to rule over humanity. He wanted to kill all humans and erase humanity's existence from the face of the earth, like we were never here. That was his goal. That was his plan. What is the Night King possessing Bran going to do as king of Westeros? How does that help him accomplish his goal of destroying all humanity? Is he going to enact policies that will get people killed? You know, as king, I think this year we should plant less crops. Like, what? How does that make sense? How is that going to work? Your Grace, there's sickness in Dorne. The people are dying due to a plague. And then the Night King, as Bran, how does he deal with that? Let them die? Close the border? Thoughts and prayers? Or is it going to be something like this? As your king, we've had many years of peace and plenty. Too many, one might say. As a result, I have decided to cause problems on purpose. I declare war. With who, Your Grace? Everyone. I declare war with everyone. You see the flaw with the theory? Do you see how that's not going to work? If the realm rose up against a mad king, what are they going to do against an evil king? Maybe Bran will hide his hand. Maybe he can blame other people for problems in the realm. That might work for a time, but once the realm starts decaying, once people start dying en masse, who is ultimately going to get the blame? The king. And then there's the question of, how does the Night King destroy the rest of humanity from the Iron Throne? The others want all humans gone. They are an extinction level event. That means in Westeros, Essos, everywhere, from Sithorios to Ulthos if there are people there. Being king of Westeros isn't small potatoes, but Westeros isn't a supreme power. It's not like other world leaders fear the Iron Throne. The Iron Bank definitely doesn't. So if Bran was the Night King, he wasn't. But if Bran was the Night King, he has an uphill battle if he wants to kill all humans. He's going to be too bogged down in bureaucracy to get anything evil actually done. What's your tax policy, Mr. Night King? I can see Bran as the Night King sitting in his solar with a cup of wine, thinking to himself, first, I'll start with the Riverlands. Then I'll make my way west. I'll kill them all. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And then someone knocks on the door. Your Grace, you have a bunch of papers to sign, marriages to approve of, and that great sept of Baelor, it's not going to rebuild itself. Damn it! So why do people hone in on this theory? Just what inspired the Bran is evil theory? Well, as I said at the start of the video, this comes from a deep dissatisfaction for what we got with the show. People have been left with a desire for something more. And so we get this Evil Bran. But why Evil Bran? This theory is inspired from other fantasy stories of a similar nature. I mentioned Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars because this is very much a Phantom Menace theory. It just does not work because there's no evidence to support it, and if it were true, it doesn't work out for Bran or the Night King as that character. He cannot be evil in plain sight. Another reason why this theory exists is because Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, this series is known for being gritty, grimdark. Here's a puppy, a direwolf puppy. Isn't it adorable? Her name is Lady, and you should get attached to this puppy. Oh no, it's dead! You should feel bad. Because this series, it's serious business. These are the knights who say number 11. And so a series known for its darkness, it should have a proper grimdark ending, right? And grimdark means the bad guys won, all hope is lost. Well, yeah, if your goal is to tell the most boring, bland, cliche story possible. I've said this before, and it kind of goes without saying, it's stating the obvious. Martin is a bold storyteller. He is willing to push the envelope. He is willing to take this story in directions never seen before. We have seen villains manipulate and puppet other people on their way to power. It happens even in children's fantasy. This was Voldemort. A lot of people, including fans of this series, they're just not good storytellers. When crafting an idea, they're just going to draw inspiration from stuff they already know. That's why the Evil Bran Theory is so derivative. It's something we've seen before many other times in many other series. And that's why many theories in this series don't work so well, because most people don't have a good grasp on proper storytelling. They're going to repeat what they've already seen, which is why we have so many hidden Targaryen theories. This series is grimdark. That's why we have so many theories about who's going to sexually assault who's going to murder who's going to die a horrible death. Rarely do you ever get theories that are based on character. Most theories are based solely on plot. Because this series is also known for its twists and shocking revelations. That's why we have so many theories that rely on a wow, what a twist moment. Why did Varys talk to Sir Kevin on the night he murdered him instead of just shooting him and walking away? Well, it's because his little birds are listening. Someone is listening. Plot, plot, plot. All of these plot-based theories ignoring what it says about Lord Varys as a character for him to kill a man in cold blood. The Bran is evil theory ignores everything that the others wanted for the shocking revelation that, wow, Bran was evil all along. And Bran killed Summer too. Ha ha ha. No. I completely understand being disappointed with the final season of Game of Thrones. The long night wasn't as long as you anticipated, the Night King kind of folded pretty easily, and then Dany did what Dany did. And to add insult to injury, Bran became king. You yearn for something more the way the children yearn for the mines. But unfortunately, there is nothing more. What you saw is what you got. You can be like those people out there that say, I'm still mad. Or you can just move on and whatever, Dan and David, sure. It is very likely the ending of the show is within close proximity to what Martin has in mind. It's just that the execution, the delivery, it's like ordering something from Amazon, and when the delivery person arrives, instead of placing it on your porch as you instructed, they knock on the door, and when you open it, they take the package and smash it in your face. Dan and David were the pilots of this plane called Game of Thrones, and did they stick the landing in the end? Well, yeah, if the plane was Malaysia Airlines Flight 371. But anyway, the ending was not successful, and no theory is going to improve it. And no sequel show can fix things in hindsight. Because the very last thing we need as a fandom is Isaac Hempstead Wright with blue contacts as Brandon Stark, the Night King, having a sword fight with Kit Harington. Game of Thrones has ended, and let the fanfiction, the theorizing, end as well. And that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Evil Bran Theory. And are you still mad about season 8 and how it ended? Because look, we have House of the Dragon now. It's kinda mid, not gonna lie, but it's not bad. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Memberships go for as little as $1. Also, I wanted to add some other content creators I watch on YouTube. I think Hills Alive does some really great character analysis and deep dives. Fantasy Haven is a channel that does really funny animations based on the history and lore of A Song of Ice and Fire. I just realized they both have more subscribers than me. I changed my mind. Don't watch them. Keep watching me. Stay on this channel. I'm kidding, of course. I enjoy them both. And of course, I watch Alt-Shift-X. I think we all do. Old Tomorrows, A Billion Year Chronicle. You know the guy. And that's it of YouTube content creators I watch. Oh, there is this guy that's always trying to get me to watch his stuff. And I'm like, no thanks, random internet guy. I'm good. But that's about it. See ya.